Hello, this is Thirsty Thursday. I am thirsty for people who actually want to be a friend. I am actually just fed up with the whole shade thing. Today I was actually just talking to somebody and he called my earring shrinky dink. I was like, whoa, but that's against the artist because I actually bought them from an artist. So, it's not that it's my earrings, it's the fact that it was made by somebody else. So it's not offensive to me, it's offensive to the person that I bought them from. Don't be like that. But anyway, this is what's happening. I have people who want to enter my life to therefore throw shade at me for some reason, or therefore feel like I need the shade thrown at me, and I'm not actually doing anything to them, or have I ever done anything to them. The latest shade is I met this woman. Okay, I met her at work, and I thought I would help her. I thought I was helping her. I just told her, hey, in order for you to get good scores, because this is what I did at another school. I got scores 3 years in a row because I was, basically keeping track of my data. And I thought, I'm going to help her. I'll, show her how to, print out her data, to keep track of her data. And she did pretty good, but her class was pretty high, too. My class, on the other hand, was pretty okay, but I was also teaching a grade that I wasn't too sure about. And I was also going through anxiety. So this was the first beginning of my anxiety attack, because I had already been out through all these horrible situations, which now people try to make me feel like I haven't had any horrible situation. Even up to the situation where my mom passed away, I had a coworker keep telling me that my mom didn't pass away and that I was basically lying about that too. I feel like the people who had me in situations or whatever, they are lying about the situations. So the first situation was I worked with somebody and I did an after school program, and the person anyway, I can't go into full detail, but never did I say to the person that the person hadn't passed away or that nothing happened to the person. I was just simply saying, make sure that you take care of everything, which is sort of hard because because you're going through something, you're grieving. So if somebody says that to you, you might take it like it's something being said to you that's harsh, when really it's not anything being said to you that's harsh. I never said anything harsh to this person. But when my coworker kept coming back and saying that, I was like, oh, you're trying to relate this to that situation when it's not even the same thing. It's actually my mom passed away and I'm grieving. And you're standing here in my face telling me that she didn't. And you're also trying to argue with me over nothing. So I let her speak. I let her get out whatever she had to get out. I let her get smart. She was coming in trying to start little arguments with me, just all kinds of stuff. And it's just I don't know where this is going, and I don't know what your problem is. Therefore, I can't do anything but say that you're an ugly person, meaning that you have no kind of anything for anybody else. And at a time, and it was a second time I know somebody's something happened and the person thought I should have took a different action, but you can't tell me what action to take because I was going through anxiety. I'm going through anxiety. So even through going through anxiety, I still pick up the coworker because she feels like she's going through all this stuff and she wants to have a situation, she's going through all these things, right? All these things, and she's asking me for advice. So the advice I give her, I'm just well, maybe you should speak to your significant other about the problem that you have with your significant other. It was okay that she spoke to me, but she wanted to find other means of speaking to somebody else, like speaking to another guy. Okay. So she's like, well, I'm going to speak to this other guy because he makes me, I'm just steady telling her, hey, how about I speak to your significant other? At this point, she's still telling me, no, I'm going to speak to him. So if that's what you're going to do, then ma'am, go ahead and do what you're going to do. That's it. Like, I can't tell you anything else of what to do. So then she comes back and says that her significant other flipped over the table and all these different situations and scenarios. Basically, these people were putting me in a situation that I did not want to be in. And I am going through anxiety. Okay. I'm actually having a full-blown anxiety attack because I had just got back into working in the school. I just started, just trying to get myself acclimated. I don't know how to really handle the kids in the classroom, which I could handle the kids in the classroom, but I'm still having these things because I just bounced back. I wasn't bouncing back, but I was bouncing back. And on top of that, they come with all this extra stress. The stress of coworkers, like just, she did this, she did that. Even to the point where I was just like, hey, let's all sit down and talk about it because I'm not going to be in the middle of the stuff that you guys are doing. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of these situations. I'm looking at my other coworker because she's following me around and when you asking advice and then you don't want the advice, but then you want me to give you advice, but then the advice isn't good enough, but then I'm doing something wrong to you enough for you to take my conversations and now tell people. Because one thing I told her was, when it's your first year somewhere, you have that time to ask questions. You have the time to act like you don't know. And what I mean by act like you don't know is sometimes you really don't know. Sometimes we walk into a place with all this confidence and like we got all this stuff going on, but sometimes you just don't know the answer to that question. You don't know because it could be done differently. I came from a charter school. I moved into another charter school, which was totally different. Then I moved from a charter school to a public school. Then from public school to a different public school district. Not every state, not every place you go is going to be the same thing. So when you are learning a new place, I think it is okay for you to act dumb, it is okay for you not to know everything. It's okay to be ignorant about what's going on in the environment. That is okay. But even with my confidence, you see, the confidence is what throws them off. The seeming like confidence, because at the time I was going through anxiety. I come to the point where I'm just like with this woman in my car. And then I also tell her, I was like, yeah, that's the one thing. Yeah, you just act like you don't know what you're doing, so you can get the answer or get more time or whatever you need. So, not only that, I was like, I don't care about things being thrown into my face because I've lived a life like that. Like, if people knew the people that were in my life, that have been in my life, the negativity that has been in my life, you're just like, okay, all right, I see, But the thing is, I can't feel bad about anything. I can't feel bad about anything I went through because I actually was going through something that I didn't know I was going through. I lost a child. I became depressed. Once I got depressed, it was hard. It was just hard. Okay. After losing that, then on top of that, I gained, what is it when you want to be in the house? Agoraphobia. I get agoraphobia. I don't want to leave my house. I had to pray myself onto the porch of my house. Pray myself onto the porch of my house. After going to the porch of my house, I then had to pray every time I went to the store because I felt like I was starting to become a germaphobe too, because I felt like something was going to give me an infection. Something else was going to infect my wound to the point where I won't make it. Like I'm just not going to be okay. And I had to put my mind over matter. Now, when you have to do that, and somebody come back to you and say, "Oh my God, one day your period was leaking, or one day you peed on yourself, or one day you pooped, you didn't make it to the bathroom, or one day," it's like I could care less. I could care less about any of that stuff because I had to use my mind over matter. When your mind is almost gone, like I'm talking about, I'm almost gone. How could I lose a baby? How could I go through even being pregnant? How could I even, like, all these different things? Because it wasn't the first child I lost. So it was like, I could not get through it. I couldn't. And so I have people out here throwing me shade or whatever they think they doing, or thinking that they coming at me being funny or cute or whatever. But I'm not the same person I used to be. See, I used to be, and I didn't try to be that way, because the thing was, I had to protect Shantae. I have not been out. Even then, when I did say something to somebody or give somebody a little comment, it was because they were already commenting at me, because they were already trying to be in my business and I wasn't trying to be in theirs. I'm a very to myself person. I like my intimate friends. I like, even me doing the show is like a whole lot for me. I kind of like being to myself. I like having my little secrets. I like all those things. I love them. I love them. And the first time I'm thinking I could hold on to this person, but I already had that feeling of she was against me. When I knew I was telling her something and it was like she couldn't actually take the advice, she just still wanted to move into her advice. That's somebody that's already against. It's like you, but then to also make it my fault when she came back that by the end and said that he flipped over a table. I mean, I had to question, is she a sociopath? Like, what happens? Is that a sociopath? I had to start looking at that. Then I'm thinking, oh my God, like, is it me? Am I the problem? You know, because sometimes we look at other people like, oh my God, I see this and this person, that. No, I don't really think that requires when you notice things about other people, that's something that you notice about. It's something that you've seen in your past. It's something that you've seen in your past that was a negative situation, and now you have to run. So then I had a friend who I was talking to. Same thing, thinking I'm his friend. I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't have any friends. If anybody says I'm their friend, I have no friends. Like, it's not even, I have none. So, I then therefore thought this person was a friend, but he was already trying to maneuver himself into my life so that he can then therefore try to take me down too, or tear me apart, or whatever he's trying to do. And it's like, I did not know that people wanted to take me apart like that. And so somebody else said, well, it's your confidence. What confidence? I walk into a room, I'm me. That's me. You're not going to change me or who I am or what I want to be or whatever. Or you can't tell me that. I had one guy come and say, oh, you don't want to do anything with yourself. Yes, I do. I want to do things with myself. But at the same time, I don't need to counteract who I am, because I think that I have worked this long to know that I am beautiful. Like, so it's like so many times that somebody's told me, you ugly, you fat, you this, you that, you just like I've been everything, like ugly, fat, musty, bad, everything. I've been all of those things. And when you've been all those things, and then you have to use your mind over matter. And that's what I'm telling you. When I went through every situation, because when I lost the last child, my womb became infected. And so they couldn't sew me back up. They couldn't do anything else. So once the wound became infected and I couldn't be sewn back up, that's where the agoraphobia started. Where it's like, don't go outside, because if you go outside, what happens if it gets all infected, or what happens to I'm not even thinking this is what it is or how it could be or what it is or like, it's like, that's not feasible. It's just the fact that that's what's going on in my mind. From then, that's when like all the negativity started, from the bad relationships, from all the negative things that people used to say to me when I was younger, and all that, like just all the stuff people said to me in college. And I went through all of that. I've been going through all of that for the last, I'm going to say like 5 years. And I finally came out of it on top. And when I finally come out of it, I still got somebody in my face telling me that I have shrinky dink earrings. It's like, when do we stop? Like, when do we stop as adults? When do we stop? Because in this process,